Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. Today I'm interviewing and talking with my barber Donnie. We had a great talk today. Let's get right into it. What was your thought when you decided to own this business?
When I first could either go do my own little suite, like a little one-man barbershop, and just cut my own clients, or open my own barbershop where I have people work for me. And I got lucky and I found this place.
That's how it all started?
Yeah, that's how it started, man. You know, it was always my dream to open a barbershop. I was 24 when I opened it, so I didn't really know what I was getting myself into. I cut hair in high school. When I was on the football team. And where I grew up, there wasn't a huge selection of barbershops. So I started cutting my own hair. Started learning on YouTube because there weren't any really good barbershops in my area where I lived.
So that was where it started before you had your own
barbershop. So in high school, people started seeing that I had a fresh haircut. And then they started asking where I got it, and I told them I did it myself. So then everybody wanted a haircut like mine, so they would start showing up in my parents' garage after football practice or whatever. Do a couple haircuts every night. It's cool now because I still cut those same guys, so they watch the growth over the last 15 years.
15 years?
Of me cutting their hair, in high school in my parents' garage, not really knowing what I'm doing. So, trying to build my career up and build my clientele to eventually own my own barbershop. It just goes back to the consistency.
Is there ever a point where you wanted to not do, just quit? Start all over again?
Not even start over. I just, there got to a point when I first started cutting hair. It's nerve-wracking. You have to kind of make people think that you know what you're doing when you don't. So, cutting somebody's hair when you really don't know what you're doing can be intimidating. So there were times where I just was like, what am I doing here, But I was lucky enough to have a really good mentor in my first barbershop that I worked at. He always talked me off the ledge. He always gave me good, words of affirmation, positive. Always told me the truth even if I didn't want to hear it. And I needed that.
Wow. That's crazy.
I think it's important to have a good mentor.
Because they teach you. It's basically a teacher for what your job is.
It is, A mentor is supposed to be somebody that you want to be like, that you look up to almost.
Like an idol.
Like an idol, yeah. So if you get lucky enough to find somebody that's willing to
put in the work,
put in the time with you, then you gotta take that opportunity. If people aren't gonna put the time into you, they don't see any potential. So you gotta remember that the only reason that they're trying to help you is because they see the potential in your growth.
People aren't willing to go the extra mile and
no, they're not, man.
Keep going.
And I've noticed this part of the culture now. People want to work the least amount as possible and get as much of the fruits of the labor they can. And it's just not how it works anymore. You get what you put into it. If you put in half effort,
get half as much as you deserve.
you get half results, man. If you want your results to be positive, then you gotta put a positive amount of work. Like with barbers, we're able to make our own schedules for our own boss. We don't get told where to be. We don't get told what to do, how much to charge for a haircut, you know, so it brings a lot of freedoms into your work life. But given that, you gotta be disciplined. If you don't have the discipline, then you're not gonna succeed. Some people need structure. Some people need to be told where to be, what to do, how to do it.
Some people think they're
some people
super good, but
some people just need that structure because they can't do it on their own, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just you gotta learn that on your own, you know.
like people who are like athletes, they didn't just like teach themselves.
No, heck no, man. No way.
They had to have like a coach,
Right.
a team.
They had to put the individual working on their own as well too. You know what I mean? They didn't just wake up the best. You know, some people see certain jobs, they think it's cool, but they don't see the work that it takes to get there. They don't see the background of what's going on behind the scenes. You know, social media could be glorifying, but it's a highlight reel. Nobody's gonna post their struggles, you know. You're only gonna see the achievements. Salt spray. It's just gonna make your hair feel like you just like the beach.
Thanks so much for giving me time, giving me time to interview you, and taking off your part of your day to interview.
I appreciate you coming in, man. If you ever have any more questions, just let me know.
Okay.
I think what you're doing is really cool, man. There's not another kid out there doing what you're doing. You gotta remind yourself of that.